Okay, here we go. This is the replay since I just missed this game by about 1 hour. This is the first tournament cast in the new remastered 2017 StarCraft Brood War Allied Final Tournament. A whole extra week was added to this tournament just because of the demand. Everyone was so excited to play. We're frequently getting 2 full games of 7 people on at a time, and the original dates of September 1st to September 10th just wasn't enough. So we're going a whole week before. We're doing August 25th up until September 10th. That's right, we have a whole 2.5 weeks for this event, nearly at 3 weeks. And I just can't wait to get these games. Anyways, here's our first game. It's between Team 2 versus Team 3. So that is Team Bobo versus Team Molo. So Molo had the Access side, and Bobo has the Allied side. I am with Team Bobo, but I did not play this match. I'm just here to cast it for you. Very excited. RavExel here, part of the 1939 group, as you could see. But here being the official caster for the Allied Final Tournament. So I can't wait. Let's just get right into the action. And wow, this is monumental. The first live cast of an Allied Final Tournament here in 2017. We're right August 26th, so a day after the tournament started, and right here with our first official map. I can't wait. We're not even going to pause this. We're going to go fast and furious into the action. Molo, Germ, Chris, Italy, Spain, Kraz. Now it's 001 instead of 1939, so we jumped ship, but I still love you, buddy. UK, we got Bobo. France, we got Argonaut. Norway, we got Boopsucka. And defeat is the Russia. But here we see the instant respect shown from Molo, taking the 5 BCs, bringing them right to the Eastern Front. This is how much respect a defeat is getting. This guy is just tearing up the scene, and I know playing League of Legends with him, he went up into high master tier in NA, almost into challenger. This guy is a beast. So seeing that the BCs are East, went ahead and pulled his 6 tanks. He's probably going to be loading up for a 260 minute and 30 attack. So let's see what he does. Seeing that the BCs are East, we have France, who is going to go ahead, and that's Argonaut, is going to be clearing some of these buildings. He wants to get the tanks, he wants to get the troops, but very cautiously Molo pulled them back, and also very cautiously Argonaut's going to go ahead and take his troops and put them back behind the wall. So switching over focus to Spain, what you want to do is you want to attack the Axis as Spain and UK individually. You don't want to be fighting when they meet up with each other. So very importantly, he's going to try to take out as many troops as possible, and has a pretty decent kill count of 42, considering the main Axis force has not come into France yet. Meanwhile, he went ahead and took the industry with a SCV, going ahead and make it a supply depot there. So went ahead, just built the one supply depot, didn't make the 2 bunkers. Going to go ahead and save his money for the Middle East and his African take. But unlike what I was going to say, Norway and Russia going ahead with a quick 2-minute and 20-second attack. Let's see what he got the kill count. He managed to get a whole 220 kill count even before the 2 minutes hit. Just spectacular. And now here, coming with Norway, is able to do some real damage. Let's see, he went ahead and destroyed the bunker line, retreated his tanks and his BCs. Very strategic use. And let's see if the allies are going to try to target this core. It doesn't look like they're doing it, just trying to take as many troops as possible. If they can get these 2 tanks out, that would be a bonus. But a little bit of no focus fire. If they were to take all of the troops here and to focus fire this core, would have been the most important building down in the game. And here, Germany and Italy still with a number of tanks left, and still with full BCs. There you can see the full 7 BCs. And let's see, I'm not sure, they possibly could try to do an east attack. But Argonaut with a 66 kill hold, not his best, but he was putting pressure on the western side of Germany. As you can see here, a lot of the bunkers were taken out. So what that does is makes it easier for Norway to drop. There's just a lot more open area, and you could also drop right into this area. If you can get close enough to the tank, you can go ahead and knock this tank out before it does any significant damage. Also, knocking this turret out is going to be a lot easier to go ahead and to drop into this type of area. So let's go around the map and see what's happening. We have Norway going directly in with defeat. Hey, it's not fancy, It's not pretty, but it works. When you have a strong Russia, you just go ahead and put as many troops on east as possible, and that way they're able to do as much damage as possible. And here, with taking out all the bunkers, only one new bunker's been put up onto east, and they're going right again. This is fast and furious. This is the third Russian attack already by the 4-minute 30 mark of the second turn. This is incredibly quick moving, and here you see France extremely wisely taking all these air and going ahead and doing a whole position up in the north. What they need to do is they need to go and send their troops up north, but it looks like they're trying to take out tanks. Not quite the most successful attack. Russia's going to want to take his tanks out here. They were going for this core, just weren't able to go ahead and take that out, and very good. The UK went ahead, and that was Bobo knocking off that BC. So they are able to knock a BC out, and it's very important going for the future. Here we have very important. Chris is the big proponent of this. You move your your Italy buildings down from away from the susceptible area, and as you can see, the bunker was destroyed down here, and this one is on fire. So you could tell that that UK went ahead and took his Greece Goliath and made an attack through this way. And what that does is when you move your barracks and your command center up here, it preserves your at least one command center, because this one is in a danger of being taken out. And yeah, it's a little bit of action going on here. You can tell there was a drop that must have been done into this area, and possibly the command center destroyed. I think so. I think one of Italy's command center was destroyed, and that's why he's moving this to try to move this to the safest area of the map. Might be wise to go ahead and take this city, as Germany's not going to be able to take it this turn. But let's take a look what Spain's doing. He's building those initial drop ships, cleared out the early med. He's going to go ahead and lift this over, and has Switzerland. Oh, I must not be on Spain. I was on Spain. He got Switzerland. That doesn't make too much sense, but I did see he got the tax over there. So he's going to go ahead and start dropping this. You don't necessarily need to start dropping troops this early. It's safe enough just to bring the barracks over and start pumping men. What you want to do is keep some men in case there is a drop. Now, the Axis should be communicating with Spain that Norway has gone full east, and that you shouldn't be worried about a drop. So that's probably why he feels comfortable enough, Kraz, to go ahead and start dropping this area. Oh, there's the rest of his men. Okay, so he looks like he was going to put some early pressure, but deciding to go ahead and try to stop this this med trigger before anything aggressive. But he did have his drops up and loaded. He had 5 full drops, and was just going to see if East was being broken. He was going to go ahead and drop there, or if there was going to be an early UK attack. But it's Bobo UK, so he has been known to really stack the UK. And he's wasting no time or resources doing so. So here, with a complete defense as well as full Norway mines, really you can't be any more defended than this. And just really likes focusing keeping UK, because when UK goes down, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to lose, but it is a positive first step for the Axis, and you want to go ahead and quit that. And now here, France, along with UK, doing great work into Africa. You generally want to be at least here. Argonaut not wanting to do an early push, just wanting to make sure that with his push he was going to be successful. And here are the early bunkers. So we have Molo making this bunker up here. He's really the only one who does this. And UK trying to stuff this this trigger, and did get a few. Must have got a few of the messers, but he's going to want to try to save these transport ships. Extremely valuable, and he's going to go ahead and move this through here, and is going to try to get it into France. And it looks like he's going to have the time to do so. Already having the drop ship out here with the 6 Marines. There you go. That goes ahead and happens, and you want to drop into this area right here. So there you go. He's going to go ahead and do it. A lot of people like doing it from this area. The classic ways to come up from this area, but going ahead and pulling that drop ship out and securing that ever important Ireland trigger. And now with the Ireland trigger, look. Here's what's important. Not only do you get a beachhead here with 4 missile turrets, but you get so important 5 supply depots, so that throws Spain's supply count up to 170, and really means that you don't have to build any supply depots to go ahead and increase your supply. You're able to get up to that magic number of about 110, 120 supply count, which is about as much as you ever need as Spain if you're continually being aggressive. But we have the Oslo. A lot of fighting going on here with the Spain drop. Norway countering. Went ahead and went drops after those initial attacks with Russia. I guess they were seeing that they weren't able to break, and now he's went ahead and went drops, and looks like he should have enough, and he should have a proper enough angle with the BCs heading back down that should be able to take that out. Very intelligently, Germany putting the troops up there, and that way if there's a fight around the BCs, he has some ground cover. So Russia's not able to do too much. Looks like he's positioning to go ahead and go into bulks, but it looks like he's going to poke with the tanks first. He's going ahead and getting that first attack upgrade, and yeah, he's got 3 Marines already. So heavy with the upgrades for Russia, but that's generally how you want to be playing it. And here we have Italy not only putting the BCs down here, but an extra bunker. So 3 bunkers total on the line with a 4th one, and the BCs. Basically meaning that without significant help, France cannot break through. It's a great tactic. Two Yamato shots take out a tank. So right now, if you're Argonaut, you're thinking that you either need help from Norway and or UK, or you need to take this army and start taking out Turkey. So it's got to be one or the other. You have to either go all out for Africa, or you have to change your focus and try to get cities another way. So we're going to see what he does. He's an amazing player, a top-notch player. Really, the Team 2, Bobo's team, with a awesome combination of Bobo, Defeat, and Argonaut. Really, they're the early favorites to win this tournament, and they were showing it, mostly on the backs of, we'll be honest, Argonaut and Defeat. And we're going to have to see how they take this real challenge of Molo's team, because you got Molo, you have Chris who just replaced Hong. Unfortunately, Hong was not able to make it for the tournament. He was Molo's first pick, but Chris has gracefully stepped up and saved Molo's team from a really hard time. They would have had a hard time, but here when you have enough BCs going back and forth with the Yamatos having double drops, there's not a lot you can do. But those beautiful drops and mines, going ahead and clearing them out, and really there's not a lot you can do, even though this is fully defended. This is a conservative drop placement here. You want to be lifting these buildings up so your troops can fire. Really, they're not firing as much as they could be right now. Quite a bit of tanks to be dropping here onto UK. Really, it's as much defense as you possibly can do, and even with all this defense, you just can't hold it. In the meantime, Defeat is going right through the Balks area, up into Austria, and it's going to be moving up into this area right here. He's going to want to clear the buildings, but what he's looking for is when he sees any sort of air, he's going to want to retreat at least his tanks. So, should be able to stuff this at some point. And here we see Argonaut is doing exactly like I said he was going to do, and not wanting to waste his army or time, go right up and take out the Turkey and get all of that money. So there he sees the BCs, and immediately the tanks go out, and it's going to want he's going to use these men to just to cover for the rest of them. And there he's getting 2, 4, 6, 8 tanks out, as well as 4 scouts. But little do the Axis know that this is now clear, and on the next Russian attack, you're going to have a sizable French army coming up through the pass. And so are doing a Dragoon. So what he's going to want to do is he's going to put these on a key, and he's going to be targeting BCs. So these are BC killers if you can get the right target for them. And Norway wanting to make sure that UK is held, but there's not a lot you can do, because when the BCs come, especially with Germany and Italian BCs, combining. There's not a lot you can do. It doesn't really matter how many troops you have.
Hey, Rav.
Hey, it's my buddy Chron Toker. So Chron, very excitingly, I'm casting the first replay of the first match, Team 2, Team Bobo versus Team Molo. So I'm just in the middle of the cast, probably a turn and a half before D-Day. And it looks like the Axis are doing pretty well. It's a Molo, Germany, a Chris, Italy, and a Kraz, Spain. So that's everything that's going down, and looks like about another 15-20 minutes left on this replay.
Oh, okay. Looks like I walked right into that one.
You did. You jumped into the casting, and since I did give you moderating privileges, you have the power to do this.
Oops.
All good. Hey, if you were watching this with me, I would invite you to cast this, but I'm just going to continue finishing with this cast because this is the first tournament. Very nice to get this up, and then I can either play or talk with you after. Is that good?
Cheers, Rav. Appreciate it.
All right, awesome. I'll talk to you in a bit. See ya. All right, Chron Toker, you is known as one of the best Russias, but he is on a team, and I don't remember offhand which team he's part of. I believe it's possibly with Napoleon's, but I haven't got all the teams memorized yet. So Germany going ahead and targeting these Russian tanks, especially when Russia goes for the attack upgrades. You really want to focus them, and yeah, going ahead and as a very smart east push, knocking out about 1/4 to 1/3 of all the tanks of Russia, and that eliminates his ability to push. Italy's definitely going to want to protect this bomber command because it is the last one, and the Allies would be very smart to try to take this out with either a drop or with bringing 3 or 4 BCs and Yamato-ing this at 240. That should be enough for 2 or 3 BCs to Yamato. So meanwhile, Spain's knocked out the tax here. UK is only going to get this northern Scotland tax. So at least Allies didn't get it. So here, again, this is a very unusual game. Great game to cast, but we have the Axis going ahead and putting pressure on Argonaut through Turkey. So this is the cost benefit of going Turkey as France, because not only do you have an easy access into the mainland of the Axis, but the Axis have a main way to push for these wells. So seeing that they can't quite push it just yet, I'm going to go ahead and retreat back, but they're definitely going to want to fight over this. So they have good control over the UK. This is quite a lot of drops. By the way they're positioning, it looks like D-Day is going to be, and with this drop, you always know, when this France trigger happens, you always know D-Day is going to be at 0. So it's a great way to know when it's happening. And so Spain would be very smart to drop whatever men he's got. He's got some tanks here, and it would be very prudent, but it looks like they're just trying to stack it. So you want to be closer into this area. And it looks like the Allies have went ahead and destroyed the buildings here. You lift the airport out, you destroy the rest of the buildings, and what you're able to do is you're able to control when the D-Day trigger comes. So here, not wanting to waste the attack advantage, is going to go ahead and drop into Canada here, and they don't really need a whole lot of troops. Basically, you have enough right there to take it out. And Spain should start to reload some of these drops, because really you have no fear of either France dropping you, and you have no fear of Norway dropping you. When you have both UK and Ireland, it almost never happens where Norway will come around this way and come around and then drop into Spain. So you're normally free to you shouldn't unload all the bunkers, but you keep these bunkers loaded, maybe this one, and then put the rest of your troops into these drops. But very importantly, you want to have these drops healed and full and ready to go whenever possible. And as you can see, 5,200 gold from, or not gold, but crystal from from Spain, he's going to want to go ahead and use that and be a little bit more aggressive. So he has been aggressive. It's just he hasn't lost too many men, and he's going to want to start upgrading his troops. As you can see, oh, he's already got the 3-3, and he's got the 3 barracks. So he needs to start pumping and get these troops out because he can easily replace them. And he's got the supply count, and he's got the money to be able to replace them. And as you can see, putting the BCs down here early they were able to Axis was able to hold on to Africa. So a little bit of early pressure, and France went ahead and ignored it. But they are doing work. They are putting absolutely more pressure to the Axis, and Argonaut, though he's not able to take France, this is Africa. This is the next best thing that you can do. Whenever you see the BCs anywhere on the map, you just go ahead and start moving your troops up, and hopefully reuniting with the Russian army, and then making your way up before the BCs can get back. But probably should be heading back. You don't need to sacrifice these troops just yet. You do get a good idea of where the BCs are, but you don't need to sacrifice all these troops. But just probably was doing something else at the time being. Probably could also be taking this factory right now with an SCV, and gets vision over for your side, as well as the very important trigger with all these veterans. So at some point, this bomber command was taken out, so now the Axis cannot build BCs anymore. So very important. You've lost both bomber commands. Lots of SCVs needed for healing, and it's going to probably want to get up and heal that guy, and probably a few other ones. 2 attack upgrade, no defense, and the Marines are still at 2-2. With this probe, very important when you get the probe is you want to start building Protoss buildings so you can start upgrading your messers as soon as possible. It's probably the most important upgrades in the entire game is getting these messers up to 3-3, and once you do, you're able to go down and clear Africa. You're able to send them into places where they would normally be a little bit more dangerous beforehand, but with the 3-3 upgrades, and you get 2 or 3 groups roving around together, and you're just being a terror in the entire map. So trigger by UK, and really kind of looks like this replay is not functioning properly. I'm gonna say that this is probably not working too well, because I don't think UK would just keep his air alone up here. It's all of his air, and he's not really moving anything or doing anything. So I just don't see Bobo leaving all of this to get killed. So I'm not sure if this is working too correctly. I'm gonna have to ask him later, and see if this is how this replay went. But this replay goes for a number of minutes later, so I don't see Norway not moving any of these men. Really, it looks like I don't see Italy just leaving these carriers here, so this is not right. It's not right, and I don't think I'm really willing to cast another 20 minutes of a game that I don't think is working correctly. It's just a waste of everyone's time, most importantly my time. Like, Molo not moving these 2 trigger BCs, like, for that long. UK BCs moving up with no cover. Yeah, this is not right. This is not right. I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I'm going to have to check with everyone. Let's speed it up, and we'll speed it up to 4 times. But look at this. UK not moving a single troop. Nobody moving. He lost 4 BCs for no reason. Yeah, there's no way that this replay is working correctly. But let's watch it play out. We'll watch these BCs. Maybe we can keep the focus on them. Look at all these messers that just haven't moved ever. Like, you know that Molo's not doing that. Like two turns of triggers here, not moving at all. Like, Everyone knows Molo's too good of a player. Everyone knows Bobo's too good of a player to like not do anything. Oh look, now he's finally moving SCVs. Yeah. And then now he's moving buildings. And his heir like hasn't moved for 2 whole turns, and he's got 8,700 cash that he's not spending. He only has 1 starport pumping out. Nah, you know that's not true. Spain trying to do a Wells drop. Look at that. Argonaut not moving 2 or 3 triggers. Yeah, right. You know this is not real. These players are way too good. I don't even want to finish this. This is just, well, at 4 times, it's probably just another 3 or 4 more minutes. I hate for this to be the first tournament cast. I'd really love to do a live game. You know the live games are running correctly. CCMU with the map. This is just sad time for this caster. Again, this is RavExel here, you know, putting this tournament together for everyone here in August of 2017. We've got over 30 members with more on a waiting list, ready to play. So we're gonna see if we get enough interest. We're probably gonna have a second draft with these players coming in, and this is the first round robin game of the August 25th to September 10th Allied Final Tournament. RavExel, your host, your caster. I'm going to play a couple games, but not really going to be my focus. Just announced yesterday, August 25th, but MTV is going to be the tournament director. Yes, that's right. The old man himself has said he's going to be focused on helping direct this tournament, solving any disputes, watching replays, calculating win-losses, going to be solving disputes. So let's see how this plays out. It looks pretty good, like for the Axis. They're not being aggressive. I just don't see Bobo losing all these BCs for no reason. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't, and then like Boob, like not moving for 3 turns, like nobody killing this barracks that's just here. You all know this is not how this game is played. Spain not moving these troops for 3 turns. Nobody doing anything with their probes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you all know, but it's actually the Allies team. Team 2 wins this. Bobo went ahead and posted the replay, and no one's challenged him on it yet, but Team 2 did win the game, but this is just not an effective replay to be showing how this game played out. So Allies did win, but this just is not a replay that we can do. All right, well there's Molo. Well, you can look at the stats here, but Chris with a nice beastie APM. Also the decent KDA. Yeah, just everything pretty standard, pretty standard. Spain, Norway being able to keep up with Spain's kills, you know, that's important. So good job, Boob. And defeat with a decent killed to lost, like less than 2 to 1. So that's it, and I apologize. I never watched this replay. This is all live here. The first replay, the first game, supposed to be a Allied win. Just unfortunately that wasn't being able to show. So RavExel, first game casted for the Allied Final Tournament, guaranteed the second game's going to be better. RavExel out.